Actually, I'll give this. This won't make the air, but I'll give you guys a peek behind the curtain. So a couple of days ago, I had to tell Amy I woke up from a nightmare that we were recording in the studio, and the fire alarm went off. So we all had to we didn't know we didn't know if it was a drill or if it was a fire alarm or whatever. But so we had to leave, and I've got my laptop and I've got my bag over there, and I had my bottle of water and my headphones, something like that. And you guys left, and I went
your worldly belongings.
Yeah, I went to follow behind you and looked, and it was one of the new edit studios around the corner that was on fire. Uh-huh. So it took me like 10 minutes because I'm like, well, I'm not gonna leave all my stuff up here. Like friggin', it's gonna get burned. So I'm like,
and of course, in this dream, we're like, screw you, Chuck, you're on your own.
Yeah, at one point, I think you came back upstairs like, Chuck, what the f are you doing?
Oh, at least I came back.
Stuff's on fire, and you need to leave.
Such a great guy.
Well, that's how you know it's a dream, because Al never would have come back.
Right, exactly. No, he'd have been out the door.
Yeah. Never would have come back.
Oh, Christ.
Oh, man. All right, it is 12:03. I have to remember it's 12:03, so I can look when it's 12:23 and be like, oh, shit, I need to stop.
Hang on. We can do it this way. I got a stopwatch so I can start.
All right, excellent.
Well, stopwatch.
You can kind of give me the nod when we're at like 15 or 20 minutes.
Practice the nod, Al. Show them what's the nod.
What's the nod look like?
A nod would look like this, but I could also just...
Or, yeah, you could just be like, look.
Yeah.
We've been talking a lot, you idiot.
And I'll just, if I take a note or something, I'll just take my note and put it back.
Wheel it around. You stopped it, by the way. It's at 0 again.
I know.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
I didn't think that I was going to start it when the segment started.
He is a timing professional.
He
He's
is.
not going to start the timer until the speech
I should
goes,
not,
until it starts.
I should not doubt you.
I'm crazy.
Your 5-day-a-week thing is to time. So.
Oh my God, I know.
He's literally paid to time.
Yeah, exactly.
I know. I sit down there. I'm like, so what's it like producing the show? I count down from 5 to my other producer who counts down the host.
And then I play with stuff in audition later on.
That's about it.
Yeah, Al counts me down, so that way I can count everybody else down.
Yep. I always thought you were actually counting everybody down.
No.
I didn't know you were just counting him down.
No,
so you
they can't hear him in the
no,
studio.
because once the mics turn on, my
they can't
speaker,
hear.
they can't hear my speaker anymore.
Yeah, so they see me. Down. They see me do the 5. I got my hands up like 5.
It's a really complicated process of charades.
It's way more complicated than what it needs to be. Absolutely.
It really is. I think about that sometimes. Like I'm just 5, 4 in my head. I'm going like, we've been doing this for 2 years and counting.
Has it been 2 years? Oh my God.
It's been over 2 years, yeah.
Oh my God.
The funny part is, though, I just figured out when I need to start counting them down. I got that down. So if Al were to leave or be sick,
they don't need me anymore.
I'd be able to figure it out. So we would still need you because you do a lot of other stuff with the commercials and other things that I don't have my fingers in anymore.
Oh God, whenever
so we still need you.
Whenever someone asks me like, what's it like to be a producer on a morning show, I just go, like I got a list of 150 things that are all going on at once. It's all like a little thing. As it gets a list of little tiny tasks, so it's like it's not going to sound interesting, and really it's not, but I enjoy it anyway because I'm crazy.
The answer is overrated.
It
Somebody needs to do it, and might as well be you.
Yep.
Okay, and we're back with some Nerd Radio after about 15 minutes of nothing.
15 minutes
on the
of
Twitch stream.
Yeah.
It's Chuck B, Al, Beck, and James here with you in the Checkpoint XP studios again. Mm-hmm. I don't think I will ever get over how fancy these studios are. Like those lights are super professional. I've got a GoPro I'm staring dead into right now. They put our logo up behind James. It's fucking
nice.
Amazing.
Yes.
Oh, hey, whoa,
DMX still shows up.
Fancy.
But it's amazing. It's great to me.
Yeah.
Speaking of DMX,
I'm glad that James is over there, the director of Twitch, because
you couldn't handle that.
I don't think I can handle it. I mean, I will say it would be like the greatest weight loss program for me, because nothing like being on camera is like, oh my God, do you love some pizza? It's a problem.
How do you think I felt when we started the Peep Show?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm still now just starting to get into the mode where I put product in my hair so I don't look like some sort of weird mad scientist rolled in to do a morning radio program.
Pointing at me? He said mad scientist, and out of my peripheral vision, he was pointing at me. What does my hair look like?
I think, Chuck, you have fantastic hair.
I tried. I really did. I shaved. I was like, people are going to be staring at me tomorrow. I got to, and then
I wore a hat.
James wore a hat. Yeah,
I always wear a hat.
It might be a full hat crew going forward.
Well,
just out of worry.
Twitch viewers will quickly notice that I will be in a black T-shirt every single week.
Every time.
And speaking of which, let's mention if you want to watch the Nerd Radio podcast get recorded Wednesday usually between 11 and 2, we'll be in the Checkpoint XP studios.
Yep.
So you can tune in, maybe go follow their channel, so that way you get notified when the show goes live. but you can actually tune in and watch this actually be recorded live on Twitch. You can go to the channel twitch.tv/checkpointxp.
It's slightly more exciting.
Slightly.
There's bonus features.
There a little bit, yeah. But you'll get to see when you listen to the podcast what makes the podcast and what doesn't, which is kind of fun. So,
do they archive their videos? Because if they
think so.
should not archive anything.
Don't archive this, for God's sakes.
Well, they're going to send us the video so we can decide if
we can decide what to archive and what not to.
All right.
So I wanted to say, speaking of DMX, Sunday night I pull up my Twitter just to post that, like, hey, I'm on the air at midnight kind of thing, and I see there's a hashtag DMX challenge going on.
Oh yeah, I know all about this.
Do you? Okay.
I know nothing about it.
So I'm like, DMX challenge, what is going on here? Something like that. People are taking.
It's lame. I think it's lame.
Yeah, people are taking videos. There's a song he does called "What These Bitches Want," and he just names off these ladies, and people. And
it's a list of ladies.
It's literally DMX's version of the Mambo No. 5.
Yeah.
That's all the song is.
It really
DMX's Mambo No. 5. Samantha and Jessica and Aretha and
Mambo number X.
Quanifa and whoever
and it was
else.
just it was just girls, like, doing their hair different and their makeup different and putting on a wig or something like that and being the different girls or something like that. I'm like, that's it? That's a DMX? I was hoping there was one guy that said that when he opened the DMX challenge, he was hoping that it was somebody like people just yelling, doing their best DMX impression. And he had a really good one.
Like my girlfriend yesterday night, she's like, you should probably do the DMX challenge. I'm like, what is the DMX challenge? And she's like, watch this, and just holds up the phone with a video, and it's just DMX rattling off all these female names and just a different picture. And I was like, that's what you want me to do? I'm like, I will run around with my wiener out in public, and you think I should just make a photo slideshow?
It's true.
To a DMX song.
Right.
Come on, lamest challenge I've ever heard.
Dude, I mean, you already lose me at internet challenge. Like, I'll never, no.
Al didn't do the ice bucket challenge.
I did do that. That's the only one I've ever done.
Because that was fun. It was cold, but it was the middle of summer, like dumping somebody.
And the point of it was to, raise money and or awareness for disease. And so, like, I got by, and it was the first time I'd ever heard of an internet challenge at that point.
Right.
So, yeah, I did that one, and then after that,
this is internet challenge cherry that day.
It did.
The bucket of ice cold water.
It did, and it didn't feel good.
Well,
see, I thought it was fun. Like I said, it was the middle of summer. I went out in the backyard and just boosh. It was really cold, but it felt good.
Yeah, and I gave a speech. It gave me a chance to get up on a soapbox, which is what this podcast is now for. This fills that void.
It's true.
For the internet. This is my internet challenge.
Yeah.
Go be an a-hole on the internet, now with video.
This podcast is Al's cold water challenge or whatever. Ice bucket challenge.
Ice bucket challenge.
Cold water challenge. Cooling off the ladies since 1986.
What people don't,
the Al Beck cold bucket challenge.
What people don't realize is that under the desk we each have our feet in buckets of ice water.
Is that what that is?
Well, I do. It helps keep me awake.
I actually have warm milk in my bucket.
That's what
warm
that's
milk. Yep,
once again, we're going to get about 2 or 3 weeks out of this. And they're going to be like, you're making the studio smell like warm milk.
Yeah.
We can't have you doing that, man. So
there's one reason or another we're getting kicked out of here.
James, I know you're a huge Kevin Smith fan. Did you see over the weekend?
Masters of the Universe.
Yeah.
Yes. I've never been more excited about He-Man, except for when I saw that they did a crossover
comic
with Thundercats, and
right.
I didn't realize they only put out 6 issues of it, so now I got to track down 1 through 4.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm sure there's a trade of it, just like the Ninja Turtles crossovers.
Oh, that'd be
Batman
even easier if I could just find the trade. That'd be perfect to have the trade.
Were you a He-Man fan originally, or is it?
You know what? Not really.
No.
Like, I had a couple of the action figures, but I was in that time. The cartoons I was watching was always real Ghostbusters.
I'm looking at you, and I'm not looking at Al, because I know He-Man is well before your time.
Yeah, I mean,
he's still on MASH.
Yeah, I'm still on that. Yeah, that's so funny. Before my time.
It's before your time, but you like movies and TV shows from like the decade earlier.
Right, and much earlier. Like I love the Marx Brothers. So you want to talk? They're bringing back something from the 1930s.
How would you remember they did that? They did that Three Stooges movie, with like new actors and stuff like that. How would you feel if they did if they recast a whole bunch of people as the Marx Brothers?
It would be interesting to see.
Yeah, you would be interested. You wouldn't just be like, this is going to suck.
Well, I would watch it.
Yeah.
I don't know if it would be any good or not, but yeah, no, I mean, I would. Like, are you talking about remaking a Marx Brothers movie or doing like? Let's do
a new Marx Brothers movie with new characters done up in makeup to look like
so
Chico.
It's not a biopic. This is like a Day at the Races with new actors.
Sure. Yeah, because I've
never seen a movie none of us have probably ever seen.
No, I'm not even thinking like, let's take an old Marx Brothers movie and make it now with new actors. I'm thinking like, what if we just wrote a new Marx Brothers movie and then got a bunch of new actors to be the Marx Brothers?
Who would you cast as the Marx Brothers? Who would be Groucho?
God.
I just cut to an empty.
That's the DMX chair. Nobody swore, so he's not there
You know
yet.
what, though? That's a perfect cut because you cut to what was going on in my brain. Just emptiness.
Actually, I think that'd be perfect. So when Al's just kind of speechless, I'm just going to cut
To nothing.
to nothing. Yeah. There's going to be a lot of that.
There's Al's brain right
Yeah.
there.
No, you ask me a direct question, just cut to the empty chair.
The empty chair.
Because I got nothing. No, I have always been so bad at the who would you cast in this role. I'm so bad at it. Like we tried doing that on the morning show for I think it was was it before Robert Pattinson was announced as the new Batman and they were asking
It's Batman stuff. They wanted to know. Oh, I just
Right.
wait till we'll be right back. Whoops. Okay. We're still here, Twitch.
What a disaster.
Oh man.
We're having a good time, man.
Yeah. Well, we promise the podcast isn't going anywhere. This may be our only time on Twitch.
But boy, oh boy, did we have a good time.
Right.
But yeah, back to what you were saying. We were trying to figure out who would be cast as Batman because we all hated Robert Pattinson being cast in
The
that
whole
role.
show's kicking around ideas. Everyone's got somebody, and then they like, Al will know, and then they put me on the
You got
air.
nothing.
Who would you cast as? I don't know. They're like, well, thanks for nothing. And they just shut my mic off. Go down there and count something.
That's great.
Yeah.
So no, what we what it all comes back to is Masters of the Universe. Is She-Ra?
that's right.
She-Ra has been has got its second season on Netflix. It's been a huge success for
Has it?
Netflix. Yeah,
I cut out Netflix because I felt like I was getting overcharged.
yeah. I know
And
they've
I
done a
came
huge
back to
success.
Stranger
Hi, Erica.
Things, so-
Hi. She's like, hey, what are you guys doing in
Erica.
there? Just walk by in the studio there. So you can't even see that on camera. So that's even more above and beyond. Like if we do visual comedy now that it's on the Twitch stream and the podcast people will be like, what is this?
Right.
But now it's even more like even the Twitch stream didn't get to see that somebody walked by and I said hello.
Well, we got to find our ways to exclude people.
Not fast enough with the fingers yet.
Yeah, it's all good.
But anyways, back to Masters of the Universe.
Shira's done well for
James
Netflix, so
Fingers.
I guess this was probably kind of in the works. Like let's why wouldn't we do Masters of the Universe too? As a kid, I don't know if I've told you guys this story before, but I know that I've told the story on the show. I wasn't allowed to watch Masters of the Universe.
You're kidding me.
My parents were going through a very religious phase when Masters of the Universe was a thing. And there were wizards and warlocks and Skeletor stuff. So I was not allowed. If I had a friend that had all the Masters of the Universe stuff, and I'd go over his house and play with the figures because they were cool.
No, Mom, I don't like He-Man. He's a heretic.
Right, exactly. But no, then he had Castle Grayskull and he had a couple of these things. There was this like skeleton of a dragon that you would put the figures in.
Really?
Yeah, that it was just essentially a figure hole. Like Star Wars had the Chewbacca's bandolier and you could stick the figures in it, but then it was kind of a cool thing too. Yeah, it was this like weird skeleton. It had the head and then the spine and then the rib cage would like go out and then you could put them by the waist inside the skeleton
No
thing.
wonder your parents didn't want you playing with these toys because that sounds scary.
He-Man was kind of scary, man. But yeah, I wasn't watching.
Beastman. One of his enemies was Beastman, right?
Yeah, there was Beastman.
He was orange. He was like a ginger beast.
There was Skunkor.
Skunkor?
There was a figure that was that had like it just smelled bad.
Who was the little wizard guy?
Orko.
Orko, okay.
It's funny that I remember all these things.
These all sound like exterminator
It
companies.
does, especially Orko.
I never saw any of that.
No.
That was not a part of my childhood at all. But I did go through a very similar thing
With the
religious
where your parents
thing,
wouldn't
yeah.
let you. What did they exclude from you?
Oh,
What
just
were you-
anything that was magical.
Evil.
Or,
Yeah.
as we had to excuse ourselves from the elementary school plays because
And now we know why he
evil.
loves MASH.
that's why. Yeah,
No wizards, but hey, Vietnam War, you're good.
Yeah, Korea.
They didn't.
Korea, whatever, I don't know.
North Korea is a magical place.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
But so they didn't exclude you from Harry Potter. You were grown up
And
enough
that's
by
the
the
funny
time.
thing too, is because my mother is now. I mean, we're talking. She's changed a lot from my. I mean, even throughout my childhood, she.
Oh,
was,
yeah.
But she got really into Harry Potter.
Yeah.
And we were sitting around the table one day, and we were talking about because I also like Harry Potter. So we were talking a little bit about it, and we just kind of stopped and it's like,
Yeah, you're a big pothead, right?
it's right. I'm a big. I was like, I'm a 12-year-old child. I was like, Mom, when we were kids, she's like, I know. I'm like, if Harry Potter, I know. She knew. There was no way she would have allowed us or read it herself, but she's aware.
Well,
We also weren't allowed to watch Ninja Turtles, which is why I have.
What?
No Ninja Turtles.
This one was a little bit different though, and I still to this day I
Cowabunga, dude.
I know. I watched a couple episodes because we would sneak it, but my brother and I were not allowed because we hit each other.
Yeah, I thought that's where this was going.
That was where it was going, but I'm sitting there going like, well, we still beat the crap out of each other. The only difference was we weren't calling each other by Renaissance era painters' names.
Yeah,
like, you're doing us a disservice for our education.
Mom's like, no Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but hey, WWE, all good.
Right, that's what I was going to say. Like, typically wrestling is the thing that goes for kids because, no, I don't want you to pile driving your brother on the...
James and I are laughing at the same thing. Write that note down.
I don't want you to give your brother a power bomb onto the bed and he comes bouncing off and breaks a window or something like that. Yeah, I know it sounded dirty. I get it.
I'm just writing down the note. I don't want you pile driving your brother.
Don't you dare pile drive your brother. I saw that on Burning Angel's website.
Well, speaking of...
let me spin the timer back around.
All right, thanks.
There you go. There's some business.
Speaking of Harry Potter, I saw this on comicbookresources.com over the weekend. I knew I had to bring it up because recently somebody, an auction site, sold the collection of the Harry Potter books. All hardcover, all first edition, the first 4 signed by J.K. Rowling. Give me a guess.
Oh, I don't even have a guess. Is it like the
$2 million.
original, like...
$2 million? You're a little low.
A little low? $2 million? How many books?
No. I'm sorry. There's too many zeros in here. You are high. At $2 million.
Well, that's par for the
and we are
course
going,
for me.
James is too high.
Right.
British pounds we're going with this?
No, I think this is an American. If it's not, then the news story actually translated it into American dollars.
Al wants the money translation.
I was just curious because my question. Well, we couldn't do this first. I don't know. So I'll hit him with $1. I'm gonna price this right him.
$1? You get $1.
I win automatically.
Yeah, you are closer at $1
without going over.
Right. $26,250 for 7 hardcover books, 4 of which signed by J.K. Rowling.
So they traded it in for a Chevy Cruze.
Yeah, essentially.
Not a bad trade. A couple of books.
Not
Probably a lot of work to get them
that's
signed,
funny.
but you get a Chevy Cruze out of the deal. I'm in.
Yeah. So
I wonder if it was the original UK version though, because like I think
that's a good question. No, it says first American edition printings of.
That's why I was asking about British pounds because I feel like that would actually be more valuable because I think the Sorcerer's Stone was originally the Philosopher's Stone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the first 4, once again, signed by J.K. Rowling, the American edition printings of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, Chamber of Secrets.
What, do you think us in America can't be a philosopher? What's the deal with that?
That's a big word, man. I know.
I don't even know if I'm using it correctly.
But yeah, no, I'm not even 100%, but there's very subtle differences, I think.
Yeah.
You know, because she's British, J.K. Rowling. What? Anyway.
Even I know that.
And,
you know what? I quit. This is also my last.
Oh, no.
Well, I mean, like whoever Longbottom was, whatever.
Right, exactly.
Edward Pattinson's character, Willie Wetbottom, whatever his name was. So.
I like Willie Wetbottom.
Al's portion of the show.
Never Longbottom.
He's going to be diminished. He's only going to come in when we have Harry Potter news. So, all right, let's take a break, and we'll come back with a little bit more Nerd Radio. You on Twitch, you're going to stick with us, but if you're listening to the podcast,
we hope.
We're going to be back in just a minute. As always, I encourage you guys to rate and review us on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, wherever you're getting our podcast, and hit us up on social media at Nerd Radio 101.